Okay, hi, it's Michael Ellis, and this is an update on the sunlight by wire experiment. So far we've been testing the Orgonite copper to the box with plates on the inside and beans growing grounded to the battery. Here are the results. And that looks like a very, very green photosynthesizing bean plant. I am not joking you. This is actually photosynthesizing in the dark. It was begun on 2/6/22, about after 9 or 10 days. It was leggy and pale, connected to the iron in the Orgonite, switched it to the copper in the Orgonite, and is bright green, and that is with no sunlight whatsoever. So read them and weeps. That is bright green photosynthesizing plant in the dark. So here, if I can get better light on that. Look at that, bright green. That's pretty intense for growing in the dark. So yeah. So I think that's pretty amazing. It's not pale or anything. It's obviously not as dark as we'd like, but it's only been growing in this setup for about, since our last video, probably 5 or 6 days. Wait, 7 days, 18, 7 or 8 days. But it's, turning bright green. So yeah, so we've got some positive developments on that. I thought it was just a little bit of sun exposure they got, but I mean, they've been turning even more green ever since. Ever since switching them around. So yeah. So obviously the copper is the way to go. Even the stalks are turning green. Look at that. These are photosynthesizing, folks. That's insane. They're even looking a little burnt. Look at that. Looking a little burnt. They are photosynthesizing. Obviously too much moisture, as you can tell. So I'll open these up. See what happens. Check in a couple days. Once these dry out. Once they're out of the bags. Yeah, that is pretty good, healthy green. That's a nice, healthy green. Burnt a little bit, probably from the moisture and who knows what. But yeah, that is a healthy green. It's a darn healthy green. So yeah, that's it, I guess. Just this update. So now, to summarize everything, we are repeating Galen Hieronymus's sunlight by wire experiment. Only instead of using a copper panel outdoors in the sunlight, we are using a piece of Orgonite with a copper pipe embedded inside, and that's our sunlight source. So it's basically using the Earth's magnetic field, is the theory anyways, to capture sunlight, by via the Earth's magnetic field. So the sunlight signal via Orgonite, which is 50% resin, 50% metal, epoxy basically, or whatever, and copper pipe inserted, linked up by wire to what Hieronymus used. Basically it was a shoebox with metal on top, hooked up to the one wire, the source, and metal on the bottom. He hooked up to this is galvanized steel, by the way. He hooked it up to a water pipe. I hooked it up to a battery positive. So yeah, we're doing like the same thing basically. I'm just doing it Tesla's way. He did it with a water pipe, so it's like the ground, electrical ground way. So yeah, so it's definitely working. Yeah, and I've got the closed box with the cardboard that comes down. Let me zoom out a little bit. The cardboard that comes down to black it out. So to block out all sunlight. They're obviously a little leggy because the first part of the experiment I used a piece of Orgonite with iron nails in it, and that did the exact opposite. That gave us the weird growth of roots coming out of all parts of the plant. Switched it over to copper, and then boom, nice freaky greens, leaves on our bean plants. So that's the reason they're leggy at first, is because we started out with the wrong setup. It was actually creating a ground effect. So you know, like kind of like in alchemy, or galvanics, they say there's a different polarity for the different metals. Some are female, some are male, or on that spectrum, you know. So the iron is more of the grounded, earthy yin, if you will, and the copper is more of the sunny yang. I don't know what you call it. Hot sun. Yeah, hot sun metals. So I'm sorry, that's my alarm going off. So I guess I'll end it there. Thanks for watching. This is my close.